They just showed off the price point for everything that they're doing later down the line. It went down very poorly with
Yeah.
everybody. Nobody
Yeah.
is defending what they're doing.
The thing about like this direct, it wasn't that like anything was like groundbreaking. It was more like finally.
They haven't mentioned Smash once. That's terrifying.
How about you
You
two?
can't see.
What are,
My bad.
what are your thoughts?
Like I guess my
Like, after seeing
thoughts
fully.
on the overall Switch is, I think, of course, it's a really good console. It's the Switch One, better in every single way. I just like how carefully crafted they did this. Like, it's not like they just made a system that like ran a little better and like, okay, there you go, it's Switch 2. But no, they actually like, they said they made it from the ground up, but they use, of course, the Switch at the base. But like, I think it's really good in that aspect. It's gonna run really good, have a lot of games. The presentation of the Direct, super solid. Like, even if the games I didn't care about, it was like fine because they showed a lot of stuff that we did care about and like a lot of big developers support. So it's just like, this would be like probably like one of the biggest modern console launch ever in terms of support and in terms of like, I don't know, like the hype around it, like even bigger than the PS5, because you know the PS5 is as good as it is or runs or whatever next gen, but you couldn't get it, not that many games. But this has games, it's Nintendo, and it's like what else do you want? All right, and it runs good.
It also does help that this
Games
is not
are
a.
expensive.
Yeah, no, this is the reverse. This is the reverse PS3, PS5, or the reverse PS3. The console price is fine. It has games. The games are gonna cost you almost $100.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's the biggest drawback is the fact that the games are that much expensive. Like, I'm still
Kinda dumb.
I don't even think they like even Tears of the Kingdom we're fighting on if that should be 70, and I still think
70,
it
I know.
shouldn't be 70, and I really can't justify anything being 80, especially Mario Kart. Like again, good stuff, good team, everything, but like I can't justify 80, even though I'll probably still buy it, but I can't justify it.
That's the thing. That's how I think that's how a lot of people feel. Like they saw the stream, they were excited for it. I'm buying this day one. Then they saw the prices, and I'm like, I'm just buying it.
Dude,
but
you
I'm
should have been
buying
there
that.
when that like after the draw. I was like, wow, okay, this console looks really strong. It's looking great. No prices though. That's really weird. I wonder what. And then all the price information just came out, and it was just beat down after beat down, and it was just like, bro.
They're smart for not showing it in the direct because that would have turned a lot of people off. I
Yeah.
think the reception of the direct
We found
would
out
have been
anyway, and I
worse.
feel slighted. Wish you'd been directly honest with me.
That naughty true. They were hiding that naughty true. On that.
So space. Aside from the price, how was your reaction of the direct and like the Switch 2, how it all unfolded?
Well, you can actually see my direct reaction on
YouTube.com
Well,
/
I don't have to talk. I can put my video up and you're good. I don't have to say anything. I'm just here.
Bro, you look yourself up. I mean, I could give my basic reactions. Was very, very, very excited for Mario Kart World. I'm so excited for that. Ready for that direct. Hyped to hear more information about it. What else was talked? I'm very happy with the hardware. They checked almost every box. The only box they missed was themes.
Oh yeah, they didn't show that on the stream, but in the website, you can see some of the
Thank you,
UI
Rev.
for the actual UI of the Nintendo Switch's home screen. It's just the Nintendo Switch ones, but rounder and more colorful.
Yeah, like truly, it is the most nothing burger change of all time. I'm honestly, yeah, that's probably why they didn't put it in the direct because it was
It's a
real.
bummer.
To call it a change is like
If they
an overstatement.
if they had the you know the mental capacity to add voice chat and screen sharing, why don't they just add like colorful themes?
Maybe it has something to do with the handheld. I don't know. I don't know why they don't. I
mean,
don't know.
the 3DS, like they have like pretty like taxing themes. Like, you know, I wouldn't think
Yeah.
ran on it, but like, you know.
But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they feel. I don't know. I don't
it's,
know. I'm not. If I could
don't-
interview them, that would be one of my questions.
Like,
I
where
don't
are
think I
the
wanna
themes?
This is the only game that I can actually imagine people asking for fucking Scrimblow Bimblow as a character because they're adding anyone.
I mean,
from
we
Mario Kart.
have everybody already, so why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that
fucking-
point,
God damn, bro, they're gonna add. I don't know, fucking Goomba number 2 from -1-1, bro.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey, Toon, you remember our bet? You
What do
remember
you-
our bet, Mr. Toon? Do you
What are you
remember our bet?
Huh? What are you talking about?
He doesn't remember, chat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, if you can
hilarious.
jog my memory, I mean, I don't know.
So
What are you talking about?
do you remember when we were talking about the new Mario Kart, right? And I said, "Oh, this thing's definitely not coming to Switch 1." And you were like, "No, that would be stupid. Of course it's coming to both systems." And then I was like, "You know what? Let's make a bet. If it's exclusive, then you owe me a copy of Mario Kart. If it's
Oh,
not, then I
you
owe you a
idiot.
copy of Mario Kart."
You
Do you
idiot.
remember that, dude? You remember that?
I did side with Todd on this. That's the thing too.
You remember this, dude?
Now, whether things are factual or not, we need to take into account everything. All right. We need to take
Yeah.
into account my state of mind. We need to take into
Mhm.
account inflation.
Mhm.
We need to take into account everything. All right.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Man, Todd, rub
Because
in his pockets.
no, bro. I know you. Okay, Todd. Okay, yes, I would be willingly.
Wait, oh my God, Toon, you're actually screwed. The game costs 80. You're
I know. I
fried.
was say I was about to be
No.
willing. If it was like 70, I'd be like, Todd, maybe.
No, no,
But
no, no, no.
like,
Dude. Here's what I was gonna say. I wouldn't make you pay for the full game because I saw how much it was, but I would be willing. I'll give you a discount if you pay me the 60. We're all good.
he wants money. He just went straight up keep it cash. You know what, bro? Bro just went straight up cash. You know what? I think that's. I think it's probably my only deal, huh? I think it's probably my only one.
I mean, it's either that or.
But
you cop
because I'm pretty sure, Todd, you're gonna get like the Switch bundle. Like I think it's like the obvious
I'm not.
choice. Wait, why not?
I'm not. One, I hate digital. I think my main problem with digital is the future of them is uncertain right now.
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo's gonna rip away Mario Kart from the people who bought the bundle. I don't think that's the case. But I do like having physical games.
I feel like
it's
I feel
funny.
like the mouse gimmick is gonna last longer. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is
Well,
Yo.
no, the mouse. The
Bro's playing
mouse I
1-2
like
switch.
because a lot of consoles were banning like the whole if you use mouse and keyboard on console, you can get banned or whatever. I think Overwatch did that. But
Marvel
now it's
Rivals
like
did that.
it's a legit. Rivals did that too.
Yeah, my rivals did that.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that
but
actually.
but now it's like, you can just use mouse on like any shooter on the console, assuming people use it. I don't know how many companies are actually going to use that feature, but
Mhm.
I think it's a
Most
cool
likely
option.
It's a cool thing. I like the fact that Metroid Prime, besides it having a mouse mode, which is really interesting, the fact that it's gonna run on 4K 60 FPS. I've never
Yeah.
expected to hear those words in a Nintendo stream in my
Exactly.
life.
Like proudly talking about resolution.
At least until 2033 or something. Bro. I'm talking
True.
about, like, when Nintendo realized, wait, the iPhone 15 came out 10 years ago. We need to copy that now. But no, that's interesting. I already mentioned how the games are probably going to be huge because of that fact alone, by the fact that Nintendo has kind of reached the standard, because 1440p is not the standard. It's not 1080p. But
Yeah.
the fact that games like docked 4K, like 4K 60 FPS, and on docked is going to run 1080 60 FPS also, that's amazing. I'm actually really excited.
Yeah,
about
the
that.
4K is upscaling. It's during the leaks they had a bunch of deals or whatever with Nvidia, and the patents just showed upscaling. So
Yeah.
most of these games are just 1080 quality, but they were upscaled. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
like that's just kind of sadly the modern.
yeah, but at the very least, it doesn't look butt ugly on a 4K TV anymore. So there's
True.
that. And we actually have a console with anti-aliasing built in, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, HDR and shit
Dude,
like that.
I was getting so sick of every time I had a Switch game, I was playing it, my brain could not filter out the fact that I could see every single fucking pixel on the screen. I could not get that out of my brain.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like
so
we've
irritating.
like gave it a pass for so long, but now it's like, okay, as they kept releasing new games and better games, the quality stayed the same. So it's like I love Nintendo, I love the game, but it looks bad, you know. Like we
Here's
were all
what's
at that
weird.
point.
Here's what's weird. It's like you go back to like when you first played Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey, and you never really thought about these things because like
Yeah.
the whole gimmick was like, oh, it's a console game portably, right?
Mhm.
But then you know, you go from Mario Odyssey to like the last like 3D Mario game, Princess Peach Showtime, and it's like, oh wow, this is bad. This
It's
is
like, yeah,
really
even as
bad.
good as Odyssey looks, there's, again, as we see, there's way better to be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Spaceman?
I think that
I
after
think
these thoughts, I need to go to bed because my brain is mush.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bummer.
no, your brain isn't mush, so you can stay up longer. Just don't be a pussy.
No, don't listen to
No.
Doug, because Todd will actually get you, bro. He got me like that so many times, and I would like kill my
No,
my
I'm
brain.
not.
I'm very
not
good at
e-
I'm very good at stalling tune.
I'm not as easily rage baitable, but yeah. Switch 2, looking forward to it.
Ooh.
I'm tired.
Yeah, no, you've been up.
I'll
You've been
probably-
up since 6
I
in the
think you hit a
morning.
nerve. You hit a nerve there.
He's been
I
hitting
love-
them nerves, bro. He's been hitting like a batting cage.
I'll watch your video, Space. You know, I'll get your full, authentic reaction.
All right. Bye, Gooners.
Oh, good. Take care, buddy.
Yo!
Dude, that big
your
smile.
role, King
That
Gooner.
big smile.
Accept it.
Oh my god! Oh, I hope the channel gets deleted tomorrow, bro. Oh my god.
The entire point of this direct, the reason we only got like 5 Nintendo games, one of them being a Koei Tecmo game, one of them being a fucking tech demo you have to pay for, and the other being the wheelchair basketball game.
Oh my god.
Like-
I can talk to
Okay,
Spaceman about that.
but that man can fucking dunk,
But-
bro. That shit looks fun.
But it does not look fun. I'm gonna be real.
Ah,
Anyway,
fuck your top, bro.
I think whoever worked on that game, that was wasted development. This shit's gonna die like ARMS, except ARMS is probably gonna have a better legacy than that game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
the entire-
Todd, listen. The game has ball, all right? The game has a ball.
anyway, so I think the
And ball
entire
is live. Ball is live, bro.
the entire point of this direct was to showcase that hey, third parties are coming back to Nintendo. They're not skimping. Like, I mean, the Switch had third parties, but like we didn't get any EA shit. We didn't get any CD Projekt Red shit besides Witcher 3, which ran like dick.
Yeah.
Like the entire point of this was to be like, we have a console that can run popular third-party games. So, yeah, no, we're gonna have some of that shit. So it's a viable option to pick between Nintendo and PlayStation now, instead of being like, oh, I want to pick one over the other. They're gonna make a switch to OLED. That's
definitely.
100% happening down the
Most
line.
definitely.
But a better question is, do you think they're gonna do a Switch Lite too?
No.
I'm curious
I
about
think
that.
honestly
like-
no. It wouldn't do a light.
My thought with this is the fact that this console is already, this console is obviously a little bit bigger than the original Nintendo Switch, and also stronger. And I imagine like somehow being able to, if they're gonna make a Switch 2 Lite, it's gonna be the same size as the Switch.
Later today, I had a thought, and I just want to go over it because I'm not sure if you'll agree with me on this or not.
Go ahead.
So like, I don't think the Switch Lite 2 is happening, but I don't think they're gonna let the Switch Lite die. I think this thing is gonna stick around. They're gonna stop making Switch 1. This shit's gonna stay around because, like, you know how they used to always balance, like, you know, they'd have the console games and then they'd have the mobile games?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not entirely unreasonable to think like they're gonna keep supporting the Switch, especially with how expensive the Switch 2 is. Not everyone's gonna upgrade to this, not upgrade to the new thing. So they're probably gonna support this thing for a good like 2-3 more years during the life cycle of the Switch 2. I think they're gonna keep it alive. And
I just think if they're going to support one, they'll support both. I don't see them just supporting the light.
Well, no,
that's
I'm
just
saying
me.
they're probably only gonna sell the Lite because it's the cheapest option for them.
I feel
Without
like
having to-
I know what you mean,
I
but
feel like,
I think they should just do both.
I feel like if anything, they'll most likely do a price cut, and even then, I don't
Price
think so.
cut? Well, not a
Mm.
price cut to the Lite because the Lite's already cheap.
No,
as
not
shit.
the
Like,
Lite on the original Switch.
The
Oh,
original.
the original Switch. Well, how cheap would the?
Because the light's
I mean, they
200,
could-
right?
The Lite is 200 and has gone as low as like 150. Like
Yeah, on
it's
Black
And has
it's
the original
cheap as
Switch had
shit.
any price cuts?
Black Friday
No.
probably like. Actually not.
But no
No.
official
the
price cuts.
bundled version.
It's-
The bundled version.
It's
Like the
definitely
one with-
it's definitely been cheaper in the past, but it's definitely
Doesn't it-
always
doesn't
been at the
it-
$300.
Doesn't like the version with Mario Kart Deluxe that releases every Black Friday always like launch at like $300? Or am I wrong?
It's still full
I
price,
mean,
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
still full
here's the
price,
thing:
though.
they can afford to do that with Mario Kart 8
Yeah,
Deluxe
because
because
yeah.
it's an old ass game. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know, but still, you get what I'm trying to throw in. But I feel like if anything, they could definitely do a price cut on the original Switch. Not really, but if they want to like get rid of them in like the best way I could say it is get rid of them, because at some point, like you mentioned, after 2 or 3 years, they definitely do not want people to confuse the Switch One with the Switch Two. They can be confused now, starting now and starting at the launch day. Grandmas are probably gonna buy the Switch One compared to the Switch Two.
So you think at least like they have 2 years left on their time, but as Todd said, the Lite will still last longer.
Um,
Like you okay, Todd, wait, hold on. So you
I'm-
think the Switch Lite throughout a majority of the Switch 2 life cycle will still be relevant in Nintendo's eyes?
I think it's just okay. So they're putting themselves in a situation, right? Here's the situation: they just showed off the price point for everything that they're doing later down the line. It went down very poorly with everybody. Nobody
Yeah.
is defending what they're doing,
Yeah.
and I feel like in their eyes, because they still have shit coming out for Switch One into next year.
Metroid
So
Prime 4. being
yeah,
one.
well, Metroid Prime 4, along with pretty much Tamagotchi Life, Rhythm Heaven, those are all things that were still confirmed for Switch One. I feel like they're not gonna stop making games for this thing until either this whole I don't know if the tariffs are necessarily affecting this thing. If they are, that's unfortunate. But until they are able to price cut or take the price of the games down, they're probably gonna keep supporting Switch One.
The thing about like this direct for me, it wasn't that like anything was like groundbreaking. It was more like finally. It's like a breath of fresh air that Nintendo was finally using what they have and what they could have been doing for years. And it's like, oh, we're finally getting what we should have got, you know?
You know what's not a breath of fresh air?
What?
The new
What?
menu UI.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's exactly the same, and they still don't have achievements. Woo!
Here's
The
the thing
only
I
about
think
thing
I think we
have
should just let achievements go, honestly.
What do you mean? I love
from
achievements.
Nintendo, from Nintendo.
From Nintendo, we should just let it go. We're never gonna get that. I think we have a better chance of getting themes than actual achievements. All right.
What do you mean? We had themes on Switch One.
What
Black
theme?
and
What?
gray, gray, black,
Gray,
and
black,
white.
and white, bruh. The only colors to ever
Oh,
exist.
I would show you, but this thing's dead because I haven't used it in months. Square Enix has only released one good game to my knowledge.
What is that?
And that. Oh
Kingdom
no.
Mario Mario Hoops 3 on 3.
no.
Mario Hoops 3 on 3.
It has to be Mario Hoops 3 on 3, bro. Don't you dare say that. Get that off my screen, bro. Oh my god.
Get that ass.
Hey, fun fact, chat. I spent like what was it? It was like $180 on this game. Once on my PC, once on Switch, and once so that Toon could play. But we never
Yeah.
finished it. So if this turns into a video, be sure to comment. Let's finish Balan, so that Toon has to go finish Balan Wonderworld with me. And
Bro, you're the only one gonna be commenting, bro. Because again, you solely funded the game. That 180 carried the whole team. That's how they got paid, through you. No one else bought that.
It carried Yuji Naka through jail.
Like, bro.
On the Twitch stream and on the American Direct, the American Nintendo Direct, the stream froze.
Yeah, that's
a
what they were
certain
saying
frame.
in chat when I was watching it. They thought it would freeze.
No, it was only like the first posting of it, but it froze on that shitty pirate what's it
Yeah.
called? It's called fucking survival kits, and the funny part
Oh
is
yeah, that yeah.
it stayed there for like 5 minutes. It was terrible.
So yeah, I got a
And-
longer direct.
No, it literally like the frame froze, but the audio continued. So you heard them announce fucking you heard them announce Enter the Gungeon 2, which I'm excited for. They announced Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and you just kept saying
Audio
this shitty
only, by
fucking
the way.
the
the
shitty
freeze frame from the
frame.
really shitty kids
Survival
game.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
like
dude.
They announced Cyberpunk 2077, and it was stuck on a fucking...
Cyberpunk.
no.
Still
Wait,
saw
so y'all
Dungeon,
didn't even get
bro.
to see it? Oh my god.
No, we didn't get to. The only
It was
I
only
just swapped
American.
over. I swapped over to the UK one just immediately as soon as this happened. But I just find it so funny that people had been waiting for Silk Song for fucking years, and its reveal in the United States was botched just out of nowhere. And
Because of a fucking survival kit.
Yeah,
They
that's true.
announced Enter the
Survival
Gungeon 2,
kit.
fucking Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 7 Intergate, and then that collage of them showing all those games and fucking they could not see it because of survival kits. That game is gonna go down as probably the most hated game.
Yeah. It's like being at the Game Awards and advertising yourself as a cozy game.
That is
Oh,
true.
cozy game. Oh my god.
Like I've mentioned it before, like after the Game Awards, but like if you're advertising your game at the Game Awards and you're advertising some sort of cozy game, like I'm sure your game is very fun and I'm sure I would enjoy it because I tend to very much enjoy cozy games. No one's going to the Game Awards to look for cozy games. You're screwing yourself over by advertising it there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest stage
Also,
to
a lot of money.
advertise, so I don't
A lot of
blame them.
money.
But it's just like the environment is just not really
That's
acceptable to that.
Also, you're throwing like $500,000, bro. How
It's
the
like,
fuck do you have that kind of money to advertise a goddamn?
I mean, because
cozy
it must be
game?
it's worth it to put it on that big of a stage. But it's just again
mean,
the
that-
audience.
That is
Here's
true.
the thing. I would say the reaction is like 1/4 of the viewership is like, oh, that's a cool game. I'll check it out. 3/4 of the audience is like, who gives a fuck?
Like, oh,
Like,
next, oh, skip, slap.
I'm
Oh,
a bit-
When if it were revealed in any other context, I feel like more people would be interested. Like, there's a time and a place to announce it, right? I don't know.
Triple I initiative.
yeah.
But
What?
But then should we
There's
only
there's
have that
the-
for just like show so indie people and cozy game people not show their games at the thing?
I think the Game Awards,
Here's the thing.
I think what they need to do for those types of games is have a section of the show dedicate, like, branch off the announcements to like similar things so that it's not just put in the middle of announcements that people
Yeah,
care
like-
about. 'Cause
like
it
the new
lessens
Call of
the
Duty
impact.
game, the next Call of Duty game, or like the next like Sony IP, like big Sony IP, and then you just become a farmer in this faraway land away from the city. It's like, bro, I was just watching God of War 3. Why am I watching fucking Lollipop Simulator? I want to
Yeah.
keep seeing Kratos.
It's like I agree, but I
doesn't
then again I
help.
feel bad because like what if we were making these games and like we had the time slot
No,
in between COD and God of War? It's like okay, we want the people to
Yeah,
see
no.
this. Let me get this game out. They'll probably hate it, but hey,
The issue is also the fact that it kind of leaves a sour taste in people's mouth. They're like,
Yeah, that's what I'm more so getting at.
like
Yeah.
there's the stupid fucking game they showed at the Game Awards. Well, I'm not even gonna fucking pay attention to it. That's just how people are.
It's funny to
Yeah.
me that the shitty AI cat game got more attention than any of like the cozy like Hobbit game.
That's
Like,
true.
what even happened to that?
Yeah, I
But
know.
this shitty AI cat game gets shown off, and then that people remember that instead. Like,
Yeah, I know.
it's
Mm-hmm.
Game Awards is not as good of a marketing like tactic as you think it is. It's
Yeah, I know.
just filled with people who go to like they show up. They want to see game announcements. They don't really give a shit about the awards except for like the main 5, or I don't know how many main awards there are, but
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
should be. I
no.
guess for the Game Awards, yeah, I agree. But I mean, I still wouldn't
The
pass the opportunity to market there. But I
Yeah.
understand why it's a tough crowd.
What do you mean?
yo guys, Arms is getting a free performance update on Switch too. I think we're getting a sequel, guys. Just pray.
I like how they didn't mention. The only time they mentioned Smash, was on the download play. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, they just like show it
Yeah.
a little
They
thumbnail. I
did
don't know.
not show
I think
anything about Smash.
so. I was Alvarad said this at one point during the direct. He was just like, "Oh, they haven't mentioned Smash once. That's terrifying." Because that like if they said like, "Oh, Smash is getting an performance update on Switch 2."
That kind
So,
of
so
puts the nail
you
in the
you think
coffin.
no Smash was bad because that
I think-
means they were
I think
holding
no-
something?
I think not mentioning Smash Ultimate getting an upgrade is a bad thing. Because it means we're probably getting another one
A new
instead of an
Smash.
upgraded port.
I can understand that. I mean, that could be looking too deep into it, but that could make sense for Nintendo.
I
Yeah.
feel like it not having no update, or like they're not talking about it on the Switch, the direct, is two things. Either there's not gonna be a Smash game, or there will be one. And here, in my opinion, with this is the fact that I'm glad there was no anything Smash related this thing, because besides confirming yes or no, if there is gonna be another Smash game,
Yeah.
I want it to take some time. I wanted there to be at least a year and a half or 2 years before the next Smash game launches, because we're gonna have so many new IPs from other developers, exclusives. Like imagine, I mean, we don't know anything about Duskblood, but imagine that the main character from that From Software game that's exclusive to the Switch is gonna be a playable character in the next Smash game. We wouldn't have that. What do you mean, fuck you, Tom? We don't even know. Just saying, bro. I'm setting an example because that's like technically an exclusive that we know right now. And
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
just trolling.
and it's a new IP. I know, but you get my point. Like giving the game like time to be like, okay, I want this character. Oh, this is a new character that people like from the Switch lineup, from the new Switch lineup. Okay, yeah, let's experiment. Let's try and make him a character. Maybe people will like him. Because we know for a fact this next Smash game is not gonna be big when it comes like the roster. Big in gameplay and big in changes, yes. Big in roster, no. It's gonna be a
Hopefully
smaller
not.
game when it comes to his roster. I don't want it to be big.
Imagine they make Ultimate 2, they bring everyone back, and then it's just the
The
best
assist
thing
trophies
ever.
are not playable character. You can play Pong.
Well, okay, wait. So, if a new Smash is coming out, actually, yeah, if it is, it's still pretty like highly unlikely because Sakurai's in the building,
It's working.
but
It's
he's been working on not Smash. I don't think he'll want to go from Kirby Air Ride to Smash because it's been taking its time.
And even then, I don't think he wants to juggle two games at the same time.
Yes, because
so drastically different.
So it's like it could happen, but
Smash,
at that point, I don't think it will.
Smash and Kid Icarus. I don't know if he was juggling those two games too.
With
Was he juggling those games?
Smash 3DS and Kid
3DS.
Icarus. Well, Kid Icarus came out.
Let me
Well, Kid Icarus did come out long before, obviously.
Our pricing was in 2012, and when Smash 4 came out in 2014, that was 2 years. I think he was definitely juggling then, because like a 2-year development cycle for Smash.
Definitely.
So there could be a chance that he isn't only working on the one game.